Here are facts about the first and second episodes of the amazing digital circus that you might not know. The pilot episode was able to reach 1 million views in just 3 hours after its release. Also, it reached 100 million views in less than 1 month. To date, it has already surpassed 300 million views, making it the most watched pilot episode ever. As for episode 2, we know it's coming out around May, but we recently got some news that Glitch is going to have stores in Japan where they'll have an early screening of episode 2 on April 25th. I'm guessing it won't take long for them to release the episode worldwide after that. We can probably expect to see it in early May. Episode 2 will also take place in the Candy Canyon Kingdom that we saw in the trailer. We saw how the land was pink and all the buildings and inhabitants were made of candy. The ruler of this kingdom is a supposedly new character, Princess Lula. We know that Gummy Goo, the alligator sheriff, the chocolate monster, and the blue dummy will also be in episode 2. The carriage we see in the desert in Candy Canyon Kingdom is pulled by a marmalade elephant. This could mean that Gummy Goo and the jelly elephant are part of a similar species in the Candy Canyon Kingdom. But in the carriage, we see that only Pomni, Jax, and Kinger are present. So it could mean something, or it could be that the other characters are just out of sight. An interesting fact is how much was earned for the pilot series. The average amount per video per 1,000 views is $4, so they probably made about $1,156,000 in ad revenue. We also have to add in the merchandise sales, and I'm guessing they probably sold about $1 million worth of show merchandise. So the total amount they have earned is more than $2 million. Looking at the trailer for the new season, we saw 8 brand new characters, but they also said they would be NPCs. So I'm not sure who the main character will be in episode 2, but I guess we'll find out. Gooseworks said people would love it. She also likes the character because she posted a picture of him standing on his feet with the caption, "My boy." In the picture about the Candy Canyon Kingdom, if we zoom in on the castle doors, we can see that they look just like the Gummy Goo in this picture. So I guess the characters will have to meet him first. The next fact about the tent. If you look at the episode, it is not even noticeable, but in addition to the main building, you can see a small annex nearby. But for some reason, the creators decided to completely remove this building and put a huge front door in its place. Bubble doesn't feel pain either. In the pilot episode, Caine cracked Bubble a few times when he got too annoying. Gooseworks was asked during a Q&A where the bubble goes when it's popped, and they replied, "You don't want to know." In case you didn't know, Gooseworks does the voice acting for Bubble and the Moon. Zooble will also get a new design in episode 2, and in fact in all subsequent episodes. Gooseworks confirmed that she has something called a Zooble box, which is an endless box in her room so she can change her limbs to whatever she likes. In the photo that Gooseworks shared on Twitter of her and Jax, we can already see how her body parts have changed. If you look closely at her antennae, you can see that instead of a black and white stick with 2 prongs, she now has a yellow arrow on the top of her head. If we look at her body, we can see that instead of the usual blue round shape that was on her chest, it is now a square shape with black and white stripes. Her left arm also looks different because instead of a red spiral for an arm, she now has a purple wand with bumps. Ragatha's design is also based on Raggedy Ann, and the reason for this is that Gooseworks are actually obsessed with the 1977 film Raggedy Ann and Andy, a musical adventure. The next episode will also focus on a character we haven't met yet. That's what Gooseworks said when asked who we'll be focusing on next, because each individual episode will focus on one character in particular. We also get to see Gangle's smile in episode 2. However, we can be sure that this won't last long as he will probably tear off his happy mask again like he did in the pilot episode when he was pushed and stepped on. We also know that Gangle's room is full of broken comedy masks, so maybe we'll see that as well, just like we saw Pomni's room inside via the trailer. Someone on Twitter asked Gooseworks, will we ever find out why Jax is afraid of corn? But recently, the creator has published several posts that may actually confirm these assumptions. Gooseworks replied, "Well, it's possible," concluding that it might actually be true. Since the camera is shown to be able to exit the computer while flying past the void, this could mean that moving past the void may actually allow the circus members to escape, even if they don't know it yet. And also, maybe Caine doesn't know that, or maybe he's lying, because in the pilot episode, he said he didn't even know what was there. So we know that Jax is the youngest character at 22 years old, and Kinger is the oldest at twice Jax's age at 48 years old. We also know that Kinger has been with the circus the longest, and of course Pomni was the last to join. Blue mannequins are considered the army of the Sugar Princess, and we still can't be sure how they differ from ordinary wooden mannequins. But I think we will find out soon. And if they really are part of the Princess Army, that would be pretty cool. Initially, Kaufmo was going to be part of the main cast. His character would be similar to Ragatha, where he would be upbeat and cheerful. However, after Gooseworks created the character Jax, they had to cut someone from the main cast because they felt there would be too many characters. If you remember the original teaser for the pilot, we could see an abstract form of Kaufmo as Caine showed us the circus. Ragatha and Pomni can be very awkward with each other at the beginning of episode 2, as they have some unresolved feelings from the pilot episode, because Pomni didn't help Ragatha find Caine when she was a glitch, and instead went to investigate the circus and went through the exit door, hoping she would get out and left Ragatha. Gooseworks shared a random line from the next episode. Do it! It's going to be epic! And it honestly sounds like something Jax would say in an absurd situation, and he's just being sarcastic. But then again, we'll have to wait a little longer to really know. Along with Caine, it was Jax who broke the fourth wall when Pomni was thinking aloud about how she was in a dream in the pilot episode. Jax then looks directly into the camera and says, she still thinks it's a dream. And it's weird that Jax does that, because Caine, we know he's an AI and a circus ringleader. Therefore, it is more logical for him to break the fourth wall. But I'm not sure about Jax. This could mean more about his character, and we'll have to see what happens. After the glowing queen spits out the Zooble as the Kaufmo falls on her, Kinger catches the Zooble and asks her, "You didn't see the game show there, did you?" And Zooble looks at him confused, not understanding what he meant. It's actually a reference to the previous Gooseworks animation, Little Ranmo and Elaine the Bounty Hunter, where in Little Ranmo, you can see Runmo being swallowed by a monster, and you can see a game show going on inside the stomach. That's all the facts about episode 1 and 2. But let me know what you think about this theory in the comments, subscribe, and don't forget to like this video.